Hello everyone and now welcome to a game between XlorD versus SyDe. Over here on the top right hand side of the map we have XlorD spawning as the red undead. Meanwhile SyDe has spawned as the yellow undead. Undead versus undead in this mirror match. GG, I'm scared of the vaccine. Yeah, I know a lot of people are scared of the vaccine, and you know what? No one can really tell us what the long-term effects of the side effects, if any, there are in the vaccine, right? They don't know because they simply don't know. The vaccine's only been developed for about, 19 months or maybe 20 months now. I think it was back in March that they actually started stage 1 clinical trials. So they don't know if there is any long-term effects. Anyone who says that there isn't any, well, you ask a doctor, is there any long-term effects after 2 years? And if they say no, well, they should really just say they don't know. But on the flip side, we do know the long-term effects of COVID-19, right? Um, I'm not talking about the permanent effect of death. Obviously, death is rather scary, but even, or we hear about lungs collapsing and things like that, but there's also like a brain fog apparently. Um, People who often lose their sense of taste and smell, it is it is not dealing with, or some people are theorizing that it doesn't actually have to deal with your taste buds or your nose. It's the brain's ability to interpret taste and smell gets affected. And I have a couple of, or my friend has coworkers that work for her, and after she got COVID, just isn't able to work at the same speed. It just working a lot slower. So yeah, people scared of what kind of vaccine. I will wait and check how vaccine people handle it. Sneaky me. Well, that a lot of people have felt that way. They're like, you know what? I'm just gonna see how. Or I'm just gonna make sure that um, I'm gonna make sure and see how the vaccine affects other people, and then I'll decide. And are plenty of people who decide that, and you are an adult. You are allowed to make that decision. But if it comes to the effect where you actually contract COVID, and you do get sick, all right, that is the choice you are willing to take. You're an adult. You can make these decisions. Just be aware and make sure that you have the proper information. If I'm scared of Pfizer because it's the government says only to find out it's because if the government says so only to find out it's a China vac. Okay, so um, ugh. Apparently China had the full sequence and had the technical data and the full data on all of the initial coronavirus, the COVID-19 virus going around. How they were able to get that information that quickly and supply it to other vaccine makers and other research centers, I'm I don't know. All I do know is the information that was provided to Pfizer and to other vaccine makers. Um, they were able to effectively create a vaccine, um, an mRNA vaccine with that information. All right. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into this game here. X are going to go ahead and clear things up. We are looking at a Dreadlord going up against a Cryptlord in this 1v1 matchup. A lot of tangent conversations today. Hopefully, you guys enjoy these tangent conversations. I'm. If you don't, well, Mad Ed. Hopefully, you enjoy these tangent comments. Vaccine makers seem more evil than Blizzard. Um, well, in a capitalistic society, and trying to make money is part of the game. All right, Carry On Swarm ripping on through there, and now suddenly all of XlorD's ghouls, many of them are low on hit points. No Death Knight to try and reinforce. SyDe is known for this Dreadlord style opening. And with that level 2 Carrion Swarm going up against a Cryptlord, and this go wide army, that Carrion Swarm is actually dealing quite a bit of damage. If the Dreadlord can continue to get more and more big damage across some of these units, yeah, finishing off, you see 2 ghouls quickly taken down there, many more in the red as they are trying to retreat back, and Dreadlord is now more than halfway to level 4, but now stuck in a rather precarious situation. Where is he teleporting back to? He's going to be teleporting back home, and now, well, he is sitting at Necropolis, not going to tier 2 as of yet. Meanwhile, same thing back for XlorD. Well, it's an early portion of the game. It's like Tastos is talking about WarCraft 3 and a StarCraft 1-2 game for the first 1 to 5 game minutes. Okay, what is this? A ladder game? Well, SyDe is known for an interesting side strategy. SyDe is known for going for this Dreadlord matchup, and I do like this Dreadlord choice, especially going up against XlorD, who has gone wide here. The problem is SyDe doesn't have mana on this Dreadlord yet, and until he gets an Obsidian statue, will not be getting a large amount of mana on that Dreadlord easily. Following that up, though, by the time SyDe gets an Obsidian statue, XlorD should already be transitioning into Crypt Fiends and other units as well. SyDe does have this Haunted Gold Mine here. Blight is, well, Blight is a completely neutral third party, giving health benefits to all undead as the Cryptlord gets up to level 3. That is an important thing to note. XlorD does have Impale. Impale incredibly powerful against another go wide army strategy as well. SyDe unable to line up and then, well, try and do a parallel Carrion Swarm there, but able to still add up quite a bit of damage, finishing off beetles and ghouls alike. All right, ghouls look like they're taking quite a bit of damage. Are we going to be looking at all of these units perhaps trying to retreat away? Another low hit point ghoul down to 43 hit points, able to back up. All right, a little bit more damage going down there. Once again, Ghoul down 28 hit points. Meanwhile, more fighting back and forth here. Skeletal minions and Carrion beetles still exchanging blows here as 2 very low hit point beetles will try and retreat and return all the way back home. Impale versus Carrion Swarm. The difference being that at level 3, you're going to be dealing with level 1 Impale versus level 2 Carrion Swarm as well, you're going to be going for beetles most of the time. Units now making their way back off to the north again. Beetles trying to retreat away again. Meanwhile, SyDe actually diving on in, getting in Carrion Swarm on to all of the acolytes, getting in a little bit of a retreat. We are also looking at level 1 vampiric aura, so these ghouls are actually regenerating quite a bit of hit points as they're attacking and trying to fight. Let's take a look here. Still, Cryptlord or Dreadlord trying to wander away. That vampiric aura, is it keeping things alive? Yes, one ghoul is going to end up getting taken down as the Dreadlord is still staying around at about 800 hit points and getting up higher and higher, able to add in more damage, trying to finish off another ghoul. That's going to be one ghoul. Are we going to see another ghoul? Yeah, 2 quick ghouls getting finished off there. And now the Dreadlord still trying to finish off more units. That little bit of vampiric aura working out well. Meanwhile, on the bottom left, we see a beetle infestation trying to fight back here. Necropolis does not have that Black City or that auto attack upgrade yet. Double Ziggurats, though, trying to spread off onto different targets, and the slow tower should be attacking different things as we see a graveyard now being placed down. SyDe quickly going into the graveyard here as the Altar of Darkness going to be lining up to perhaps get up a Lich or another hero. Meanwhile, SyDe able to get enough, another Carrion Swarm there, shutting down much of the mining still, and this vampiric aura surprise actually dealing quite a bit more damage as the skeletal minions and other units continuing to stick around much larger as the Dreadlord now gets up to level 5. Level 5 Dreadlord already in position. Level 3 Carrion Swarm literally tearing through all of those units pretty much instantaneously. You saw those ghouls just simply fall over in an instant. Is Vampiric real good with ghouls? Vampiric aura is better with ghouls than with Crypt Fiends. If you're looking for an in-depth analytical answer, I'm not going to try and give it. The numbers have been changed a lot over time, so you would have to do a lot of comparison. It depends on the situation, the number of ghouls, and what they're trying to fight back against. All right, but a hard and fast answer in some situations, yes. All right, Dreadlord trying to perhaps line up a carrion swarm across multiple ghouls. Xlord not giving him the benefit of killing 3 ghouls with a single spell, as the Dreadlord still wandering about. Now side about looking to perhaps get to level 6, and with level 3 carrion swarm could actually do that. That is a large amount of damage indeed. And still, we're going after some of these units here. All right. Coming back around, Dreadlord Beetles still doing a little bit of a poking and a damaging back and forth. 41 supply compared to 41 army sizes are back. Do Fiends benefit from it at all? No, that's the joke. That's yeah. Fiends do not benefit from Vampiric Aura at all. It only works with melee units. So yeah, that's the joke. Dreadlord now trying to make its way back over. Does have double Circlet of Nobility and a Potion of Mana, but gargoyles can. Yes, if they're fighting against other air units, gargoyles with Vampiric Aura is actually very scary, as their melee damage is rather high. They attack quickly and regenerate large amounts of hit points easily. There goes an Impale. One ghoul lands and explodes on impact. Other ghouls now trying to retreat back. There goes another ghoul as well. And SyDe, what's going on? Trying to head back off to the north here. What is he going to try and purchase? Has a Potion of Invisibility. Could he just try to line up a couple of ghouls? Oh, buys a Scroll of Healing and now wanders away. No Dust of Appearance on the Death Knight, as they are still wandering here. Coming back around, Cryptlord does pick up a healing ward. Ghoul does get taken down. Both sides suffering quite a bit of damage, as we're looking at the Dreadlord here, looking to get some damage onto these acolytes. Obsidian statue is right here though, and this is a beautiful, beautiful positioning. We can see that Xlord is purposely moving around with these acolytes to make sure that none of these acolytes are going to get taken down by this Dreadlord's carry-on swarm. All right, trying to break through here. An obsidian statue coupled with blight doing quite a bit of damage here, as we are looking at damage starting to add up more and more as the ghoul is trying to retreat back. And are we going to be going into another third carry-on swarm here? The ghouls are trying to retreat away. There goes another one here. That ghoul trying to escape away, and it looks like it will be able to do exactly that. Meanwhile, level 4 on the Cryptlord, level 2 on the Death Knight. SyDe is known for going a single Dreadlord in the matchup, and being able to summon an Infernal is, well, very effective. Ghoul is now going to swarm off back to the north again. We are looking at more crypts being placed down. We do see Ghoul Frenzy coming online, and it will be a little bit of time, but a beautiful Impale catching almost a half a dozen ghouls as the ghouls are trying to make their way in. Carrion Swarm now trying to rip through here. Dreadlord now stuck along the backside as the ghouls are showing up to the party. No mining at this expansion here, but Xlord has trapped SyDe's Crypt of Dreadlord in the back. Scroll of Town Portal now being used in order to escape away, and will be able to save a couple of those units. But SyDe very much overextends himself. Now finds himself down 8 supply, as his opponent is getting to almost level 5 on his Cryptlord and getting closer to level 3 on that Death Knight. Alright, ghouls still making their way out. Lich, the third and final hero for Xlord. Meanwhile, SyDe staying true to that solo Dreadlord strategy. We are at Black Citadel, meaning we do have an experience bonus on this Dreadlord, but it doesn't mean very much at all if, well, you are trying to take down creeps. Vampiric Aura across the board. You can see it keeping all of these units relatively in the green or out of the dark yellow. Tome of Intelligence there. That Dreadlord having 610 mana. One of the strange things is that the Dreadlord, even though it is a strength-based hero, does actually have high intelligence. And with that 610 mana, should be able to throw down Infernals and Carrion Swarms with a very nasty efficiency. All right, coming across here, in comes the damage. Dreadlord trying to line up an attack, finds the Carrion Swarm. There's an Impale going back the other way. Which one's more impressive? The Impale seems to be as the follow-up Frost Nova to slow them down. quite a bit damaging. Carrion Swarm ripping through more. Sides Dreadlord very, very close to level 6, and that could be the key here. If SyDe gets the level 6, finishing off enough units here in the last moments, could turn things around there. There's level 6, and now that is scary. We could see an Infernal summon down, stunned, followed by a Carrion Swarm, and that amount of damage adds up very quickly. There it is right there, landing straight up on all of those units. Follow-up Carrion Swarm doesn't finish off the Lich, though, as the Lich is able to get away. All right, Infernal trying to chase after a Crypt Fiend does get that target. More fighting back and forth. Dreadlord still sitting at 6. Lich is sitting at 1, almost level 2. There gets the level 2, 5-3-2, going up against a solo level 6 Dreadlord as a Obsidian statue gets taken down as well. Both sides continuing to fight. SyDe now making its way back off to the north. Side's Infernal not doing anything, now being finally pulled back over to the party. Just standing next to units will be damaging and effective, as you're seeing this Infernal just beating up onto some of these other units. The Infernal almost acting like a second hero. We are looking at Destroyers joining in on the fight here. The Destroyers, however, ineffective against the Infernal, who is immune to magic, and we're still fighting against all of these additional units here. Cryptlord able to escape at 285 hit points as the Death Knight used that Scroll of Town Portal. All right, cannibalize on the ghouls to try and get a little bit more hit points as well. Also, hope we get Infernal in my AL also as good as Tide Hunters. Autumn Leaves. It is a good aggro map. I don't know in terms of the color layout. I don't think I like this autumn water tile set, right? Like whenever I see water, maybe my eyes just need to be trained to it a little bit more. It just doesn't make as much sense to me. It's like it's really, really wet, and there's a whole bunch of rivers, and this all of this tile set reminds me of like Goldshire, right? Where it's in Warcraft 3, where it's fields of gold, and I just get kind of confused a little bit more. Anyways, coming back around, Dreadlord coming across. Now it's transitioning into Gargoyles, finishing off a number of these Acolytes. Once more, being able to pull back again. 6.6 going up against a 5-3-2. We are looking at Destroyers now trying to make their way. Well, it does rain in autumn. That's true. I don't know, but these flooded marshlands makes me think more like Florida, but then there's like too much green with these pine trees that don't quite look right, and yeah, that's what I'm confused about. More, this reminds me much more of like I don't know, but then again, this is Azeroth. Maybe botany, is different, or the botanical gardens are different in Azeroth. All right, Cryptlord 5-3-2 now coming around. Destroyers trying to put on pressure once again. Necropolis getting in pressure. Aesthetics, yes. And coming back through, Dreadlord going to try and engage here. Dreadlord does have a bit of mana, and well, the Infernal is going to be ready to go once more. We are looking at a second expansion now being set up by SyDe, as the main bases have less than 5 minutes left. Anti-magic shell on these Banshees. Once more, they are going to be trying to retreat back, as we're looking at beetles just swarming to try and get some damage onto some of these Acolytes. Coming back around, ghouls are going to scout out and see this necropolis here, and now perhaps trying to go after this haunted gold mine. Meanwhile, Cryptlord, a Lich, Death Knight going to continue and engage here, perhaps do a little bit more creeping away, allowing the Lich and that Death Knight to get higher level. Coming back around, waiting for the microwave to stop beeping behind me. Alright, coming back on through, the Infernals, or excuse me, the Granite Golem's now going to get cleared out here. Cryptlord is going to be staying nearby, and here's the potential creep jack there, but the level 4, level 3 level up already happening in place. So it is a 5-4-3 going up against a solo level 6. Gargoyles trying to get in position. Gargoyles could get a lot of vampiric aura of draining from those units, as we see an Infernal land straight up across multiple units. Carrion Swarm does rip through as well. Well, all of those ghouls also taken down once more. Beautiful, beautiful, nasty 1-2 punch there. Quick impale there as the Dreadlord continuing to fight its way through. Gargoyles going after some of those obsidian statues as the destroyers are nowhere nearby. Dreadlord, meanwhile, continuing to fight. A little bit more damage going on. Obsidian statue could get finished off. No, that carrion swarm was not in time. A little bit of late. That skill shot being missed right there. Web now being thrown down as well. Anti-magic shell and obsidian statues trying to hide in the back. More damage still adding in. There goes a carrion swarm catching a bit there as one obsidian statue was able to, well, shake it off with that anti-magic shell. So the game is cut due to a microwave. This is from a LAN tournament, by the way. All right, a LAN tournament. LAN tournaments, well, things of the past coming to rejoin us here in 2021. Acolyte, fifth Acolyte going to be here. SyDe currently working on 15 workers. That is a large amount of workers as now in comes the Death Knight and that Cryptlord. And we are also looking at an Abomination joining in on the fight. Acolytes trying to back away, trying to save those Acolytes as they also give experience. There's Frost Nova going down Scroll of Town Portal as the units of XlorD trying to retreat back here. And now landing here. Gargoyles are all in position. There's a quick impale. A Dreadlord in a bit of a situation there. Carrion Swarm ripping out the other way, but not lined up perfectly to actually maximize out on damage. Obsidian Statue continuing to reach their way back here. More damage adding in on through as still the Gargoyles could turn around and try and finish off an Obsidian Statue as the Dreadlord is getting closer to level 8. The damage is getting higher and higher. They're picking off one Obsidian Statue and then making another go into the red zone. All right, more red Crypt Fiends looking to join in on the battle. SyDe gets up to level 8, but I believe the Cryptlord of XlorD is going to be getting up to level 6 here in just a moment as well, as both sides are just losing their armies. Gold is just funneling into experience on the other side as another Carrion Swarm, well, blasts through all of these units. Back down to the south, a single Acolyte still wondering where his brother and two Acolytes here trying to mine and continue to harvest gold. Meanwhile, back down to the south, we are looking at a Frostworm joining in on the battle. So a single Frostworm to deal with that Abomination. Frostworm now attacking that Crypt Fiend instead, as the Abomination a bit too far away, but the Abomination is actually not in a good spot at all either, as the Abomination, as a melee attacker couldn't get within melee range of anything else. 2-1 upgrades against 2-1. XlorD sitting on a 52 supply army compared to SyDe's 47. And the hero and the power spike advantage suddenly when the Death Knight gets to level 5, if it gets there, should be rather large. All right, Scroll of Town Portal, forced to unsummon up a Nerubian Tower here, as it was a blind Scroll of Town Portal and a couple of Crypt Fiends ended up behind the lines. Over here on the top left, SyDe gonna end up fighting back against that beetle there. Obsidian Statues rejoining 62 supply compared to 70. Army size 47 compared to 60. There is a Shade, quickly gets taken out, and now XlorD feels confident on moving somewhere else. Meanwhile, SyDe still trying to get more mana on this Dreadlord. Been buying potions of mana to at least be able to drop an Infernal when the time comes. Frostworm is up in the air. Ghouls are upgraded 2-1. And, well, Goblin Shredder gonna force SyDe's Ghoul to head back home. Does Vamp Aura benefit Frostworms? No. It has to say the range has to say melee, or if it says melee but still has a range. I think Mountain Giants are the only units that have melee but still technically have a range. All right, continuing to fight back here. There goes a quick impale. Carrion Swarm going back the other way as we're continuing the fight here. Anti-Magic Cell protecting against the Frostworm, who isn't even really engaging right here. Infernal in that front line spot. Another Carrion Swarm through as the Gargoyles are now making their way back over. Resurrection Stone. That would be weird if that Resurrection Stone actually did something. Meanwhile, continuing this fight going down here. The Dreadlord now trying to make its way through. Dreadlord racking up more damage. Gargoyles are here, 47 supply compared to 62. XlorD winning out in this battle so far, as we see the GG coming in from SyDe. SyDe, even with the additional economy, unable to win out the XlorD's additional heroes, getting level 5 on that Crypt Lord, and then eventually going to be getting to level 5 on that Death Knight. Level 6 on that Crypt Lord opens up Locust Swarm, and Locust Swarm does quite a number on the number of ghouls that we saw there. So beautiful, beautiful, consistent play by Xlord. Not um, not well, groundbreaking or changing anyway. Side sticking true to his own style, going for Dreadlord first and getting a lot of mileage and distance out of that. It never really felt like Xlord was ever behind though. Side would be able to get even, but after each battle, Xlord seemed to execute the strategy a bit better and be able to come out ahead. And those efficient trades eventually just turned into a hero level advantage, especially as those lower level heroes got level 3, level 4, and was able to start making bigger impacts on the game than a single level 6 plus Dreadlord. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.